We got freedom to gain, we feed them the game. Turn on New Freedom Exchange, we freeing your brain. They tryna shackle your mind, no half of us blind. Remember the past, but never go backwards in time. The ancestors lived through us, they help us build a model community. New Africa is soon to be. So tune in to Sister Marsha, Mujahideen, Imam Bilal, to get your cultural enlightenment now.
Welcome back to another edition of New Freedom Exchange, your cultural expression for social dignity and community empowerment. I'm your co-host Mujahideen here with
Assalamu alaikum, Sister Marsha.
Wa alaikum assalam. Imam Bilal here, live and direct on New Freedom Exchange. Welcome back to another edition, special promo edition of New Freedom Exchange. This Sunday, we are promoting for a very beautiful event that's coming up in the city of brotherly love and sisterly affection next Saturday in Masjidullah, and that is the Cultural Extravaganza 6 with the one and only Sister Suad Al-Amin, who will be on momentarily to talk a little bit more about the event and what to look forward to and why you should get your tickets now for either virtual or in person. So it should be exciting. So before we get there, we'd like to give salams to everyone in this space. If everyone is tuned in, let us know where you tuned in from. Don't forget to share to your Facebook, your network, your YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, New Freedom Exchange, and like our page, New Freedom Exchange, as well. So how's everyone doing?
Doing pretty well. It's summertime. It's warm. You get to go out and do some things or stay under the air because it's too hot outside. But either way, the summer, it tends to bring a vibe of, life and activity, and that's always exciting. I have a daughter going to college. It's just becoming so much more real now because we're getting closer and closer to the day. Just came back from Europe, so she had a chance to have that experience, so that's exciting as well. Like, I'm just excited for her and what's going on for her and what's coming ahead of her. So inshallah, it's all good. What about you all?
Well, it's an Eid. We just celebrated Eid Mubarak for those of you who
Yes, Eid Mubarak, yes.
Went
to a few Eid celebrations, and we just had a nice wrap up last night at the Eid Collective over in New York City in Times Square. I found out we was in Times Square, man.
Times Square.
How was the event?
Parlaying with the big guys over there. Like, we met some nice people that we normally see online, so it was good to see him in person. Comedian and historian, as well as Imam Omar Reagan. He came out. Rashad Bilal from Earn Your Leisure was there, and quite a few other people. So it was a nice crowd, nice spirit, and good company.
Oh yeah, it was definitely a very lit time. We enjoyed ourselves.
I might have to bring out the pics, man, because you had to. You was killing them. You was killing them with the.
I saw you with the Jordans. You had the Jordans on, right?
Patent leather joints.
Okay, I was like, okay, Imam B with the red Jordans, get it.
It was very good. It was, like I said, like Brother Deen mentioned, it was a very nice time. Shout out to calligraphist Ishmael calligraphist Saeed and his team there at the Eid Collective for putting on their second annual Eid Collective event for the Eid Gala. It was, like I said, it was a nice venue from last year. Last year was a nice venue last year, but this one was a really nice venue that they had this year, and which was in the heart of Times Square, as Dean mentioned. And we look forward to next year, which will be bigger and better, as we look forward to the surprise guests that they will have next year, who will be in the building, inshallah. And we look forward to actually playing a more crucial role in the event itself. Given that it's a lot of opportunity to help expand the event, help bring it to more Muslims. Like I said, it was well attended, but there is opportunity for more press about the event, just to help publicize it more. So inshallah, with our efforts here on this platform, we can be more of an integral part next year, inshallah, with the programming. But again, I mean, it was an excellent time, as Dean mentioned, we have a lot of special guests that were in the room. Marsha and Bilal and his family from Early Leisure. We got to meet them. We saw our former councilman, our dear beloved Garcia Jones, was in the building from out of town. So we got to salam him, Reagan, and plenty other people. So it was definitely a very fun
and the
time.
Reminders, like, you don't forget about
reminders.
the reminders.
The reminders rocked the house. So shout out to the reminders. We'll definitely rock the house as a special performance. They performed twice last night. And definitely delivered a very riveting performance, very lively performance, like they have been doing for numerous years now. And inshallah, again, we hope to bring some of these people on our platform as well, and incorporate them into some of the other projects that we are working on as well, inshallah. And
those prosperity bean pies were
we had
goodie bags.
we had prosperity pies in the goodie bags for the VIPs, and we did pass out a few that were left, 6-inch pies that were left. We did the 3-inch pies, the little mini ones, but we also did 6-inch pies. We passed them out. So, and besides the Egal, I mean, that was a success. We also had the partnership with True Detergent. We have Ernest Foods. We have now have True Detergent inside Ernest Foods, which is a Black-owned grocery store in Queens, in Jamaica, Queens to be exact. We were selling True Detergent out of. So if you are in the area of New York City, by way of Queens, or even by way of some of the other boroughs, and you want to get your True Detergent on, definitely check out the stand that is now in Ernest Foods with True Detergent products that's for sale. So Brother Ernest Flowers, shout out to him for being very receptive to the product, receptive to us, me and Dean, what we're doing. He loved it, and we made it happen over the course of a few days. So we solidified that relationship, and inshallah, there'll be a fruitful one, and open the door for other opportunities as well. So our week has been busy, and then we had the Eid in Philadelphia. We did vending there with Prosperity Pies and Prosperity Punch, and also at Philadelphia Masjid, and then also at Weekway Park. We also did pies and Prosperity Punch there as well. That went pretty good. So alhamdulillah, it's been an awesome time. The last 2 weeks have been busy. So without no further,
I was gonna say, let's jump into.
So without no further ado, we have Cultural Extravaganza 6. That's it. That's right. You heard it right. Cultural Extravaganza 6 coming up, which is curated by our one and only fabulous songstress, community member, Sister Suad El Amin, who has worked diligently over the years to put together these cultural extravaganzas to highlight artists, to highlight the community, to bring the community together, and also to highlight the work of the artists and the culture that we have within our community. So we'd like to bring on Sister Suad El Amin to talk tonight to us about the event coming up.
I had to do it.
Oh boy, what an entrance. Assalamu alaikum. How y'all doing?
Doing well. Love to see you.
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah. Y'all doing big things. I love it.
Alhamdulillah.
Yes, ma'am.
So let's talk about this cultural extravaganza, right? So
yes,
we are
ma'am.
Number 6. Yes.
Number 6.
Give us the idea of, or tell us the story of how this all started for you, right? Go back to number 1 and tell us how that even came to be.
Oh boy. Let's see. Well, we know that I've been doing the culture nights at the Mosque conventions for years. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, in the more latter years, we decided to, my husband and I decided to put together this production company so that we can highlight the artists. And the main goal was not about myself to just go out and perform, but to bring the artists, especially the young ones. So we started off in New York, as a matter of fact. It was Akbar Hall. I think that was the first one with Sister Tahira and everybody then. That might have been maybe about 5 to 7 years ago. And we did the first one. And I was so used to it anyway, because New Yorkers always did culture. I mean, we were up in New York and in Brooklyn all the time, going way back, you know. So I just decided to continue that on. And the main goal was to try to get the young ones, the new ones on the stage so that they can try to have a portfolio, you know. You know, I remember the Imam telling us that, telling me that the record industry, the music industry was hard to come around. They're slow to come around. But he told me, keep knocking on their door, and that and use his bio. So we decided, because, you know, I had a record deal way back. And so I just decided that it was so important to what he said in terms of us controlling our entertainment culture. So that's how we started off. We have that in mind. We wanted to highlight the best in our community so that we can compete with those in the world. And that started the first one in New York. And I think from New York, we went to Newark. And then I think from New York, we went to, if I'm not mistaken, Atlantic City, and then to Philadelphia. And I think I'm missing somewhere in between. Oh, I know we did the virtual one. And now we're heading back to New York. And I'm sorry, to Philadelphia. And then inshallah, in September, we'll be heading back to Newark. So that's how it all began.
I love that. I love that. I remember the virtual one, and like just being in my house, and I don't know where I was in the house. Matter of fact, I think I do remember I was doing my hair, right? So I'm listening to all the artists and I'm watching, but then you start to sing Shahada, and I'm like, everybody be quiet. This is my song. Because
Yes.
every time you sing that song, like the whole room just be like, this is the anthem.
Yes.
And we
It's
get
a
so
spirited
excited.
song, you know. It really is a spirited song, and it goes way back, generations now. Because, you know, I've heard people say, yeah, I used to play that for my kids, and now the kids are grown, and then the kids' kids are coming along, and it still has the same effect. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah,
tell us, I
that's a
guess,
beautiful
let's
piece.
talk a little bit about the importance of having this this type of event and having the platform. So you talked a little bit about how this was set up to have a platform to start to bring the younger people on, right? To start to have them to be exposed. Why is that so important in our community? Why do we need that?
Well, it's important for them because, you know, wherever they may go, you know, if they decide to go somewhere to get a distribution deal or record deal or whatever, they have to have a track record. You have to have a track record. And so, you know, I just decided that if we can go from city to city, they can use that on their bio, and they would get better and better as time goes on. And then who knows, we'll knock on that door and we'll ask the record companies, like the Imam said, we'll ask the record companies for not a record deal, but a distribution deal. Because maybe one of the young ones now is selling a whole lot of CDs, and therefore we can crack the door open and get on in, you know, because we have a lot of talent over here in our community. We really do. And a lot of people don't know that, you know, people abroad don't know it. So we just keep working, and we believe that God will send us the help so that we can have the exposure to broader markets.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
So we are. I like to get if we can get the flyer on the screen. Like I want us to talk about who we're gonna have at this one, right?
Oh yeah, I'm
Let's
excited.
see if
I'm
we can get that
excited.
flyer up there. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so here's the flyer for Cultural Extravaganza number 6.
Number
We
6.
see Sahir Elamin, Isaiah Harper, Bismillah Abdul Hafiz. You, of course, the Universal African Dance and Drum Ensemble, Sister Layla, Nabia, Salima Ra, and this one is hosted also by Brother Kenneth Salam. So, alhamdulillah for that.
Alhamdulillah.
Tell us a little bit about the artist for those of us who don't know.
Oh, well, you know, listen, where do we start? Okay, we'll start with Sahir. think he was the first one on the screen. He's a crooner, been around a while, and used to sing with Al Jamiun back in the day. And he can sing. So we're looking forward to hearing from him, you know, alhamdulillah. And Bismillah Hafiz is no stranger. He's been around a long time. As a matter of fact, I think he sings with the New Platters.
Oh,
So
nice.
that's a blessing. I think he's with the New Platters. And the Universal African Drum Ensemble, they're internationally known. So they've been all across the world, all in Africa and everywhere. So I'm looking forward to hearing them and, you know, seeing them. So that's always a big part.
Were they the group that was at the
Penn's Landing?
The what? Penn's Landing?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, they were at Penn's Landing.
Oh, they were awesome. They were.
Yeah, they were at Penn's Landing.
I was there. That
brother,
was awesome.
Yeah, Sister Queenie and Brother Robert, they are awesome, and they answered the call. We asked them to get on, and they said no problem. That's what I love about some of the artists. They don't have any problem. And then some others, even when we say we're gonna do something, they'll call right on the phone and say we want to be a part of it. So alhamdulillah, that's a blessing. And of course we have Sister Nabiya from Delaware. That's a bad sister right there. Young artist. Yeah, I'm telling you, she does that spoken word and can sing.
I love
So when I first heard her, I said, well, this girl, she's got a new style, you know. So she's gonna be great. And of course Salima Ra, you know, that she's been my heart, and she always tell everybody that I was her musical mentor. So I think she's about 10 or 11 out there singing one of my songs, Striving for Paradise, and won something during the competition. Nice. Singing that song. Nice. So I'm really looking forward to seeing her. And of course, you know, we have Imam Muhammad's daughter, Sister Layla. She's a poet and community advocate, and she'll be doing her poetry. And I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a blessing. Now let's see, who did I miss?
I think you might have got them all. Let's throw that flyer back up here. Let's make sure we got everybody represented. Because the Sister Suad is giving us the rundown. She got everybody's background.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I got everybody. Yeah, I think I got. Oh no, I can't forget. I can't forget the young brother, Isaiah Harper.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a. I'm telling you, y'all, he is a brilliant violinist. Okay. And he happens to be my cousin. So you know, I'm loving that too. You know. And we just asked him, and he said he would love to perform. He was, as a matter of fact, he was in the virtual concert that we had. He did classical music, you know. So this time, I think he said he's going to run down a little jazz as well as some classical. So I'm looking forward to that. And then, of course, I'm going to be on the show.
Yes.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to this one. I'm telling you. You know what the believers said? They said, you know, every time we have these extravaganzas, the spirit is so high. And everybody says, Suad, you're going to have to start singing throughout the whole show, because you keep waiting around and putting everybody on, and then you don't have no time to sing. So when I get up there, it's like one song, and they say, So this time they made me promise that I'm going to sing and do my songs. And that's exactly what I'm going to do this time.
I love it.
Because I thought a couple times we was going to have to do like they do at the Apollo, take the hook and hook them off the stage like Sandman. Oh yeah, I thought we was going to have to do that to a couple artists, you know, because they tell me, now I tell them, I say, okay, you know, we have 15 minutes. Next thing I know, they get up there and they start talking and paying me no mind. I said, okay, we're going to have to do something about that. So this time, inshallah, I'm going to get on and do my show. I'm looking forward to it. And plus, you know, I think it's going to be good this time also, because I really would like to highlight the vendors, because oftentimes the vendors go overlooked. You know, they pay and then people just say, yeah, okay, just support the vendors. And so this time my plan, inshallah, is to have the MC talk about each one of them, whatever their business is and their business contact is. I'm hoping to do that. And let the people know, you know, that we have them here for the people in the audience, but the people online as well. If they want to contact them, they can. So I'm really looking forward to that as well. And so this is how we do it. And then we have our little refreshments and we do our thing. I can't wait. Alhamdulillah.
Well, also at this point of time, we have to mention that the tickets are on sale. Tickets are on sale for virtual and in person, so there's no excuses. Those who don't want to travel, don't wish to travel because of safety, because of COVID, or whatever the case may be. Maybe we're not able to physically travel for other reasons. Let us buy tickets. Let us get some tickets. We will be, us as New Freedom Network, New Freedom Exchange, will be live and direct at the event, streaming the event live onto this channel here. So if you can't meet us there, meet us online on the same platform here on YouTube and Facebook. We'll have the event streaming. And also, if you'd like to see us in physical person and be with us in physical and enjoy and the excitement that way, feel free to buy a ticket. And the link is in the comment section, scrolling also on the bottom of the screen, but it's also in the comment section, or ticketfishing.com/Culture Extravaganza 6. Again, it's ticketfishing.com/Culture Extravaganza 6. We like to shout out our dear beloved brother Munir, and his platform ticketfishing.com, which has graciously allowed us to host our this event on this platform, and also other events that's happening in the community also on this platform as well. So we definitely want people to know about ticket fishing, as it's by us, designed by us, owned by us, ran by us. So we want to try to support as much as we can both Cultural Extravaganza 6, and also if you have an event that you want to do, please consider utilizing ticketfishing.com.
Excellent. I just had a quick question in regards to the music industry itself. As you mentioned, you're a seasoned artist. You've seen the music industry transition through several decades. And I look at statistics, and it shows, the importance of, or the impact of our music worldwide. And you alluded to that earlier. So what is the important value of us having our own, entertainers, but also getting a piece of the entertainment industry?
Well, it's important for us to have our own, because then we can have some control. See, when you just go into the music industry just wanting to perform, then they're in control of you. So, I remember down through the years when we first got started and everything, the idea was that we would take the best from our community, whoever was the one, and we would push them out forward. And then to get maybe a distribution deal, if they were selling, because one thing the record industry knows is numbers. So, if we were selling big numbers, the Imam and them were in agreement to the fact that that once we got there and got into the industry, then it would open up for us, just like it does for the gospel and whatnot, So it's very important, because then, like I said, we can control some of what we do, instead of them telling us, come into the industry, take your headpiece off, take your clothes off, and all of that. We know what the rest is all about. We could be in some control of what it is that we do. And until we control that, we're just going to have individuals going that way, and we don't know what's going to happen with them, who say they're Muslim, but yet they're out there. You can't really tell, and stuff like that. So that's why it's very, very, very important. And, I've spent practically all my life, my adult life, trying to get us there. And like I said, I remember the Imam saying that, Imam Muhammad, may Allah be pleased with him and grant him the highest station of paradise, saying that the record industry is slow to come around, but just keep knocking on their door, and use his bio. And by that, I know he meant the language, because the language is important. I'm not saying that we have to talk about him in particular, but words and lyrics and language is very, very important. Positiveness, conscious stuff. That's what we want to bring back. Message music, stuff like that, which certainly had died down. So that's why I think it's very, very important. And I just believe, like we all did believe, that if we had numbers over here, then the industry would be forced to take a look over here, because they had no idea. They had no idea back in the day when we had a lot of groups, and just time passed on, and we didn't have the infrastructure to really move on with that. But I mean, we had groups from Bilal in Creation, out in California. They were out of everywhere. California, Boston, everywhere. And we just figured that we would make such an impact. But we keep plugging away because I do believe that they know we're here. They just want us to be consistent and see who has where the important talent is, the one that's really positive and can make the money. So that's why I think it's important. So that's why the numbers were so important, because like I remember years ago, they kept saying, well, Shahada, the song Shahada, that's our national anthem. So we were trying to get the numbers up, so that we can, when we go there, just like MC Hammer did, and say, look, I sold 1 million copies out of the trunk of my car. So now record industry do see us. So so I thought it was important. It's important. I think that's what we believe, that it was important for us to control our own entertainment culture that way, so that when we get there, no matter who it is, and it didn't matter, it didn't have to be me, whoever it was, that they would open up the door for us, and then they would take a look over here like, wow, I didn't even know y'all were there. But it didn't happen that way back then, but it's still an opportunity. That's why I'm saying I just keep trying to promote the young ones and get them on board. Like I said, keep working, keep plugging at it. Don't give up and don't give in, because I think that's what's important. I think they can be themselves if they have some independence, independent artists. And think a lot of the social media or the internet came along, because now you really can make your own mark. It's totally different than what it was years ago, where you had to come through the record companies. You really don't have to now. You can make it big without it. So we could really control this thing without the New Africa records and all of that. We could do it now because the internet is the world.
Excellent point that you made, Sister Sawad. It reminds me of another point that was brought up, or to reinforce what you were saying about the cultures piece. I know Rashad Bilal last night from Earn Your Leisure was one of the honorees at the E-Gala. Something that he said during his acceptance speech was, it's easy to do good when you're in a room full of good people, but it's harder to do good when you're in a room full of people who are doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's not always good. Like the industry that he's traveling in, which is a lot heavy in the culture of a lot of artists, a lot of big stream artists, in the atmosphere and the environments that, these events are at, where you're networking with people and like meeting with people and stuff like that may not always be the quote unquote halal, place to meet with people. Let's just say that, some say for that expression. And the same thing for the industry. The industry as a totality is like that. It's a challenge presented to us, when we made a success like like a person like that who has made such a success in the area of the culture, and be able to reach so many people via the internet, via the podcasting industry, and etc., and be able to be the number one financial literacy podcast in the world. You know what I'm saying? And have that type of attention and limelight on you wherever you go. And it's hard. It's difficult to come into these type of spaces, and you don't see a lot of us there. You don't see a lot of, when I say us, and not only us as a people, but also the Bilalians, us as the African American Muslim community. You don't see a lot of us there. You know what I'm saying? That's even more of a rarity, when you're in these certain spaces. So it gets lonely, and challenging when you're in those spaces to try to maintain yourself as an artist. And we talked to a lot of artists on this platform prior, in reference to the challenges of the industry, in maintaining your Deen, and also trying to have fun with your art, with what you love to do, and last night was really a epitome of that with this event. And there's another group, the Reminders, who performed, and the Sheikh Ustad Ubaidullah Evans had made a point about, not abandoning your culture, and he used himself as the example of abandoning our culture as a people and being souped up by other influences, and trying to be like someone you're not, And he cited the example of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam when the Prophet came to Abyssinia or Ethiopia at the time, and he was greeted with music. And then one of the companions was like, try to tell him to stop, playing the music, and the Prophet told him, no, don't tell him to stop. Let him keep going. There's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with them expressing themselves in that way, having fun, laughing, and singing and different things like that. So, it's just to say we have to have balance, and how we approach, but we also have to establish, you said, sister, the importance of establishing ourselves in an environment that is conducive for our artists to grow and and still make the music that they want to make and enjoy making it, and don't feel like they have to make music that is they don't feel comfortable making. It's like they still want to keep within the confines of Islam, but make the music they want to sing and or rap or poetry or whatever. Let them do that. Let them have fun with it. So I just wanted to share that, because I thought that was important, as you mentioned, establishing our own climate.
Yeah. I got a quick story.
Okay.
I remember years ago, I wrote a letter to Imam Deen Muhammad, and I was concerned about our culture at that time because Shahada was the first song that was done, and I didn't know what the direction with the group Shahada. I was with the group Shahada. I wasn't certain where we were going to take the music, whether we was going to have more influence of Arabic in the music and so on and so forth. And Imam Muhammad answered me, and he said, I know how to Arabize your cultural spirit, but I will not do it. Because I know in time, your original nature is going to find its true cultural identity. And you're going to sing, and it's going to be true to you. Your Islamic spirit in your African American flute, guitar, or what have you. I know it's coming, just as sure as I'm looking at this blackboard and you. We said that at Malcolm Shabazz, and from that point on, I knew the direction to take the music, that I wasn't going to let anybody tell us that music was haram, or we couldn't hear drums, or we couldn't hear wind instruments and none of that, because the Imam said, when you hear music, when we hear music, he said every man has its own culture. And when we hear music, the Imam said, ding, 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 ding. He said, no, that's not mine. That's his. And that's why he was telling us, don't do it. So it was a directive for me, and I knew what to do. So the very next song after that became I'll Never Let Go of You. So I tried to keep a hold to my R&B background and my flavor, but I was blessed to use the lyrics that God blessed me with. And that combination is what made me do the songs that I've been doing down through the years. But it's because of that turned it around, because I didn't know where we were going to go. We're talking about maybe the late 70s. No, it had to be made in 1980, somewhere between 80 and 83. And that was a blessing because, like I said, Shahada was the first song, and it does have the Arabic in it, but I wasn't sure where we were going to go. The sounds of sounding like Middle Eastern or whatnot. And Imam was basically telling us, stay true to your African American sound. And that's what I've been doing. And that's why I try to pull that along, and we just don't have time for people who say, you shouldn't do this. We don't have time for that. Because like I said, some of those same ones that used to tell us about music was haram, they were listening to music. Matter of fact, I would see some of them at different concerts and carries on. I'm having one telling us, no, we're not supposed to sing. And I went to Anita Baker concert and they were there. So, it's been a blessing. So that is what I got from the Imam, and this is why I keep moving forward. But that was a beautiful story in which he said that we have to have our own cultural identity. We have our own influence. We have our own. We have something to say from us, because every man has their own experience, and we're gonna be holding true to our African American roots. And that's what we're gonna do. I just thought I'd let you know that.
No, that was beautiful, and I'm glad you shared it. And it's actually a wonderful wrap up to this promo
Alhamdulillah.
show around Cultural Extravaganza number 6. I love that the Imam shared it with you and with whomever he shared it with that way, because it was such a succinct way to express that. And so I'm grateful for him
Alhamdulillah.
having shared that with you all, and it being a motivation to stay true to who you are, and to so that we could be represented in the music and keep it halal and
Yes, ma'am.
still be funky.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And look, let me tell you, the people are coming. We hear from them. They on the move, because Newark is on the move to Philadelphia. I mean, they coming from DC, Newark, Delaware, South Jersey. They're on the move. So don't miss Extravaganza 6, because they're coming. I didn't think they were going to come like this, but I've been notified. Yep, they're on the move. So inshallah, we want to have a good time.
Yes.
Alhamdulillah. We look forward to being there and covering the event. We look forward to seeing some new and old faces for sure.
Yes.
And we look forward, inshallah, to those who cannot make it to, inshallah, purchase a ticket online and still have fun with us in the virtual space. Again,
Yes.
ticketfishing.com/cultural extravaganza 6 is scrolling across the bottom of your screen and is also in the comment section below. So please purchase your ticket now and join us for a festive day of celebrating our rich cultural expression, and support these artists who are coming from all across the region here to perform and to give some their time. This is their time. This is their time. This is their time. We want to make sure that the least that we can do is support their time, support their craft, rather. Whatever it be spoken word, poetry, R&B, whatever the case may be, jazz. These are all of our expressions. And we want to definitely, if you don't know none of these artists, this would be a great time to actually come and actually meet the artists and actually hear their content, and find other ways to support them in their musical careers and their journeys.
Excellent. I actually found the lost files of "I'll Never Let You Go," so I'll never let go of you. Yes, I did, sister. So we're going to close. As we close out, we're going to play our Muslim Journal commercial, and then we're going to go into "I'll Never Let Go of You."
Oh my goodness! Alhamdulillah.
So we thank you for coming on and joining us. You knew me before I knew myself. As I tell people, you knew my mother and my grandmother and my family, and it's always a pleasure to be among you and help you in any way that we can. This platform is yours as well. We're trying to continue the cultural excellence and integrity going forward.
Yes,
to the generation.
Doing a great job. Thank you so much for having me this evening. I love you all.
I love you too, sister. We will see you soon, inshallah.
All right. Looking forward to it. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you.
Legacy, brothers and sisters, let's celebrate. Legacy, Muslim Journal, 60 years today. Legacy, our history, our perspective, our way. Legacy, Islam is our path, success away. Legacy, visit muslimjournal.net online. Legacy, text sponsor the 999. Legacy, 999. Legacy, muslimjournal.net online. Legacy, brothers and sisters, let's celebrate. Legacy, Muslim Journal, 60 years today. Legacy, our history, our perspective, our way. Legacy, Islam is our path, success away. Legacy, visit muslimjournal.net online. Legacy, text sponsor the 999. Legacy, 999. Legacy, muslimjournal.net online. You show me a love that's so strong. And I know this love will last my whole life long. I'm living in the sunshine of your care. Yours is the greatest love to be found anywhere. You lifted me up out of misery. And you give on me elevation. Because of your love, I'm a new me. And I'm gonna be with you. I'm going to stay with you through the duration. I'm going to stay with you through the duration. For you I'll sacrifice, you know, I'll pay any price. You see, for you showed me such compassion. You mean the whole world to me. Oh, can't you see? You lifted me up out of misery. And you give on me elevation. It's because of your love I'm a new me. And I'm gonna be with you. I'm going to stay with you through the duration. I'm going to stay with you through the duration. And I'll never let go of you. Because you show me love so true. And I'll never let go of you. For you I'll sacrifice. Don't you know I'll pay any price? You brighten up my whole life, and you're everything to me.